Good morning, traders. This is Ed Carter with the Trader Vision 2020 featured trade idea, the setup and trade plan for Friday, August 31st, this last day of August 2018. Today, before we get started, I want to caution everybody that this is the Friday before a 3-day weekend, and we've got headline risk over the weekend with, the president told Bloomberg on Thursday that we're close to a deal with Canada, and that they will be forced to sign a deal sometime very soon. And that very well may be true, but he did not know that it would happen yet this week. He also mentioned that he was thinking of imposing $200 billion of tariffs on Chinese imports as soon as next week. Again, part of his bullying negotiation tactics. But we're not nearly as close on that to a deal as with Canada. And that spooked the markets when that made the rounds yesterday. And overnight, the futures are pointing slightly lower this morning. So just be aware of that. We've got 3 days of headline risk. We've got the indices up here showing some weakness on Thursday. The diamonds in particular, just an indecisive but a high wick doji on the Qs. And the small caps, similar thing. High wick, let's call it a spinning top. So there is some headline risk. There is a long weekend ahead of us. And there is indecision in the indices at these all-time highs. So bear that in mind when you decide whether or not to make any trades at all on Friday. Bullish engulf of a doji on horizon on Thursday. On Thursday. And on a breakout above the recent highs, we would have a nice potential move there. Let's go ahead and look at Horizon Pharma as our trade for today. Again, let's go back out to that weekly chart. You can see where these tops and these lows come into that first target area, and the second target area you can see are based off of these lows, but that's a fair distance away. So going back to the daily, I would probably put a second target based on fibs of this run here, an extension of that. So we did a 23.6 pullback and held right along it. We have also a support and resistance level there off the weekly. I would be looking for the first target that we defined, which happens to line up with a 38.2, and look for a second target to line up there with the 61.8, even though on the chart the weekly support and resistance is clear up here. So I'm just going to look at those two areas. Let's see if we can't plan a trade. Let's move this over here. Okay, we've got earnings out of the way. We've got 5 bullish conditions, 1 bearish condition, the only bearish condition being this short-term pullback that has found support. So you can call it consolidation, you could call it a little pullback, whatever you want to call it. It's not bullish at any rate. Plenty of liquidity, does about 32.5 million worth of stock traded per day. And let's plan this as 1 entry and 2 exits. Let's say that our entry price is up here at $20.93. Again, you can adjust these a few pennies. And let's say that our stop is down here 20.25. With a first target up here at 23.18, something like that, and a second target up there at let's call it 24.50. Trader Vision tells us we can do 220 shares and stay below that $150 stop out risk. Let's try 250. I think it'll be too big, but let's look. Yeah, that's 5%. Too much. Let's knock that down to 200 shares, see if we can slip by there. Close enough. Basically 4% of the account in this trade. If we sell 100 shares at that first target there, we would be looking at 10.75%. If we had to sell the entire position there, we would more than make our goal for the trade. In fact, if we can make 22.68, so just a little bit before that that first target, we can in fact make our trade goal on the trade. But if we can sell half at that first target, hold on to that second half for a little bit of a run, you might at that point have moved your stop up, and maybe you would just ignore that second target and you swing for the fences with that last piece of the trade, going up to the 100% extension or on up to that weekly support and resistance, and just manage it by continuing to move your stop up and see how far it will run for you. But if we were able to get to that second target, just the 61.8 extension of the original run, we're looking at 17% on that piece of the trade, almost 14% overall, and $582 in profit. So that will be our trade idea for today. Again, I urge caution. We've got the 3-day weekend ahead of us. We've got the trade jitters, and we've got that 3 days of headline and tweeting risk standing in front of us. So just bear that in mind. If you do decide to take this based on your view of the market and your style and your criteria, I wish you the best of luck. And regardless, we wish you the best of luck. We wish you a great weekend. If you enjoy these videos, please subscribe and like the video. And we hope to see you in the trading room.